Hi everyone, it's Michelle from Scrap Secrets and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is episode number 2 in the organizational series, Help, I Can't Organize My Craft Supplies. And we're going to feature stencils. If you guys saw my Meet the Maker, you know that I started out as a scrapbooker. So traditionally I needed to do backgrounds that were about 8 by 8, 10 by 10, or 12 by 12. Now if you think about a traditional stencil, the ones that we use for cards, it would take a long time to create a background. So I do have a lot of these 12 by 12 stencils from Heidi Swap, some from the Crafters Workshop, and they pretty much used to hang on a jump ring on the side of my desk with a command hook when I did a lot of scrapbooking. Unfortunately, I don't do much scrapbooking anymore, and they are stored a different way, and I'm going to show you that after I work on showing you guys the main storage, which is a lot of what this video is about. But I wanted to add in some of the other different kinds of stencils because I do have storage solutions for those as well. So you'll see that one coming up. Now, there are a couple of other larger stencils, larger than the traditional stencils that you think of, but definitely not as large as the 12 by 12s. So here are 3 of the kinds that I have. First one are these Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous. These came in packages of 2 and I bought them at Michael's. So I have a bunch of these ones. These I believe are the Diane Reevely ones. And these also came in a pack of 2 from Michael's with a stamp set. I have these background ones. And then more recently, these are becoming a lot more popular, especially with the popularity of slimline cards, the slimline stencils. So they are narrower but longer than the traditional stencils. So I'm going to show you guys how I store those. And we're going to talk about a couple of different types of the traditional stencils. I'm going to show you guys. So you have your everyday patterns. These are probably the ones that most people are familiar with. When you think of stencils, you think of a repeating pattern or one large pattern over and over again, or like the one you saw, it was just the hearts. So that's the traditional one that most people think of. Then you have your scene building ones. So a lot of them are either clouds or waves or things like that that'll create a background. It doesn't necessarily create a pattern where you have to ink through it. It'll create a background. So you have the clouds up here and the grass down below. So that first one, this one was from Kindred Stamps, and this one is from the Create and Inspire, one of the Create and Inspire kits. I believe it was the very first one. Then you have these scene building ones, and I absolutely love these because these are layering stencils, and you guys know how much I love layering stamps and stencils, anything that layers really. So you have multiple stencils in one pack, and like this is the reflection of the water. Here are 2 different types of rays that you can have. So you can have like you can have water rays and then sun rays coming down. And then you have these under the sea, you have the bubbles, and then you have seaweed and some coral, so under the sea things that would create a really, really nice scene, which I think I'm going to do for the mermaid hop that's coming up. So we can use those ones for that. So those are the main types of stencils that I have in the traditional 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 or 6 by 6. Those are generally the size of the stencils that I have. So how do I store those? I store the larger ones in a very similar fashion, and I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you how I store the ones that are the most popular, the last 3 sets that I showed you. So here are the books that I use. I have a bunch of these books, and they all are done by companies. So these 2 were in a pack of 2, because apparently Michael's sells everything in 2s, or everything that I buy from Michael's is in 2s. So these were bundled together, and I believe they were on clearance, because otherwise I don't think I would have bought them. But they were bundled together like this, and I decided to use these for Honeybee. And I'm going to show you Honeybee because I love what Honeybee does with their stencils. Honeybee, don't change this because I absolutely love it, and it's a way to keep myself organized, and I don't have to really do any extra work. So love that about them. So here are, oops, this is upside down. Here is how I store all of my stencils. So what's great about it is they put these little labels on here, but then they also, can you see it says set of 3 stencils. So you can tell that there's 3 stencils that should be in here. So that's great for this because this is a layering one. But here, this is the Winter Wonder background, and it's a set of 6, and I don't think you can really see it because they're all white, but it's different snowdrifts and things like that. So I know that if there's only 5 in here, I'm missing one, and I need to hunt through my desk, the junk that's on my desk, and find that 6th one. So that's what's really great about them, and the fact that they have the name label on there. So most of these do have that. I do have a few that I don't have the name labels for. So either I can't find the packaging because I took it out and I put it somewhere. So it may be in here somewhere, but I may have thrown it away already. So I'm going to label the rest of them. But I have these ones, and I have different ones for different companies. Now I have some random ones, like I have a couple Heidi Swap and a couple of Simon Says Stamp. Ones that I don't have a ton of, I put them all together, but then I keep all the Simon Says Stamp together, all the Heidi Swap together, just so that, you know, everything is grouped by the company or the manufacturer. So that's how I store all of that, and then I'm going to show you. So those are 6x6 albums, and then I have these ones. This is an 8x8, I believe, and I just store, like you can see, I took this one out, store them the same exact way. These are Tim Holtz ones, and then I have the Diane Reevely, I believe these are Diane Reevely ones, in here. I will put my slimline ones in here. I do have a Kindred Stamps book, but I obviously can't put the slimline ones in there, so the slimline ones will just be in this book, and I know that if I'm looking for a slimline one, that I can just head over to there. So now we're going to go look at the other ways that the 12x12 storage, and then I'm going to give you a peek at where these stay in my craft room, and you'll also get a sneak peek at the way I store my scrapbook albums, which there will be in an organizational video coming for that probably. So let's head over there now. Here's the bottom cube of my desk, and this is where I house the larger stencils. These ones are more like the 8.5 by 11, I believe, or 8 by 11, and here's my 12 by 12s. I don't have a ton of them. I do have some of the Crafters Workshop. There's not a ton, but I do leave them down here because I use them every once in a while, either when I do scrapbooks or if I need to make a bunch of backgrounds for the same types of cards. So they're down here and they're all stored together. Here's the current setup for these stencils. On the top shelf, that blue, turquoisey blue scrapbook album is the one that I have the Slimline, Diane Reevely, and Tim Holtz stencils in. And then the next 2 shelves are the ones that have the stencils in. I didn't have enough room to put them on one shelf. I may adjust this later on. These may actually go all the way up on the top shelf. I don't know, but this is right now where I have them. And I have them in, like, the black ones all have the same company in there, the Honeybees there, MFT's there, and then I have them all divided out. I do have to put some labels on them so I know, but generally I just know what stamp companies stencils are in each of the scrapbook albums. So this is where they are stored. It's not that far from my desk, and it gives me an opportunity to get up so I'm not sitting down all the time, and I can find the stencils that I need. So those are my storage solutions for stencils. I hope this helped. If you guys have any other tips, let me know down below. Let me know how you guys store your stencils, and I'll be back again real soon with another organizational video. Thanks. Bye.